Hello everybody, I'm Sneaksy Gamer and welcome back to Thief Deadly Shadows. You will notice I am back at the beginning of this mission, and that is because towards the end of my last video, my voice started to echo in my recording, and I believe I've fixed the issue now, but as I was going to upload my videos after I completed the mission, I discovered that one of my videos was echoing throughout the entire video, and one of the other ones had part of it echoing as well. So, because I was unable to find a way to fix that afterwards, I figured at first I didn't think I'd be able to get back to the beginning of the mission, but then I remembered my quick save was still there, so I could load that, then I could go into the load screen and restart the mission. So I restarted the mission so that I can complete the mission and hopefully not have the problem of the echoing voice. So some of this I've already done, but I don't remember what parts I did in that video, so anyway. It was better before. There are too many rules to remember. Don't go here, don't touch that, don't talk to the patients. The doctors are just as scary as the patients. Miss Arthur says orphans shouldn't complain. So I apologize for the inconvenience, but I figure you guys would rather have this than have my voice echoing through the entire thing and not be able to understand some of what I said. Most of what I said, actually, was unable to be understood. So I'm going to take these two candlesticks and... Case number 6, F. Topper, patient history. Entry 1, brought in by City Watch, hysterical. Carries an urn that contains the ashes of what authorities think might be her own infant. Refers to self as Mama Topper. Could prove a difficult case to cure. Dr. Sandbridge. Entry 2. Efforts to take the infant ashes away are always met with same self-destructive behavior. For now, we see no harm in allowing subject to carry them with her during a weekly walk in the exercise yard. Inform Dr. Hascombe I approve the use of his experimental heat therapy. I apologize. My cough has still not quite gone away. I'm gonna come in here and mess around a little bit. Can't get that just yet. I'm gonna go over here. We've got another note, and we've got the generator over here.
It's burned out. They must have kept a spare fuse somewhere.
Case number 7, C. Pins, patient history. Entry 1, admitted to hospital for observation and treatment by her family. Completely unresponsive to questions or the presence of others. Due to her sensitive age, recommend she be placed under Dr. Sandbridge's expert care. Dr. Hanscom. Entry 2, told the family today that subject will never be well enough to return home. As proof, I showed them her cell, which of course is grotesquely outfitted in the same way as the murder scene. I believe on some level they were relieved. Diaz. Entry 3. The board has decided to allow her continued visits to the balcony with her birdhouse. Again, I apologize for the inconvenience. I kinda screwed up with that one, so I'm sorry about that, but I will hopefully have the issue fixed now so that it won't happen anymore. And then I want to go up here. And I'm pretty sure emergency lockdown portcullis can only be opened when the power is restored.
That didn't work. Maybe there's a fuse box in the basement.
Gonna come in here to the lobby. we've got a note here. Dr. Ranker, we all agree that lobotomizing several of the most violent cases may solve our uprising problem. Your silver surgical kit is already in the lobotomy theater, awaiting your arrival. Several of the other physicians will be observing today so that we can increase the number of procedures performed in the very near future. As you suggested, sometimes more can be learned from a surgery performed incorrectly, so we'll keep the training to a minimum. I had a chance to look over your surgical kit. Custom made, eh? Must be quite valuable. Don't let the patients know it's silver. It's sure to go missing. Sandbridge. Got some more loot here. This, I believe, just leads to the front door. Yes, the front door that we can't go through. But as I mentioned, I believe it was in the video that it will be in the video prior to this one. They treated the patients pretty horribly here. I mean, I'll show this. I think I showed it before, but you can hear a fire going here. And if we get too close, we actually take damage, even though there's no fire. But anyway, as I was saying, they treated the patients pretty badly here, and sorry. And they had some pretty harsh treatments to heal or fix the patients, such as the lobotomies, which they kept the training to a minimum because they believed that sometimes they can learn more from a failed procedure. So they were intentionally leaving room for error so they could possibly learn more. There was heat therapy, which they used to... Well, this tells about the heat therapy right here. Heat therapy to ameliorate... I apologize, my throat is rather irritated right now. To ameliorate dampness in hyper-emotive patients by Dr. William Hanscom. Patients whom have lost touch with reality often have a marked dampness to their extremities, a clamminess of the hand, a sweatiness of the foot. These symptoms result from an excess of emotive humors that are trapped within the individual due to bile deficiency. And as I mentioned before, I think it's in the video, I can't remember, I apologize for that. I don't think that's actually accurate. I'm pretty sure that's not actually accurate, but anyway. Although electrical regimens are often used with this type of patient, I have also had great success with the application of heat. The heat must be of the dry variety, as hot water submersion only exacerbates symptoms by increasing emotive humors. The hot elements must be laid directly on the skin to draw away the excesses of moisture. And the way I understand that is they're using elements like heating elements from a stove or what have you to basically place them directly on the patients. And we've got this creepy fresh apple that sounds like a rock. I didn't want to have my picture painted, but I was too scared to say no. I guess I did it right because he said I sat good and still. Okay. Now, a lot of this stuff is probably going to be repeated from the prior video, so I apologize for that. Stu, I got the whole thing worked out. First, ain't no need for the bait. First, ain't no need for you to worry. I found a real good hiding place for the bag of gold teeth. It's real hard to find, and anyway, it's in the morgue, and ain't nobody goes there unless they have to or they's dead. Know what I mean? I figure a couple more days, a week tops, and I'll have yanked enough gold teeth from these poor dead loonies to buy us something real fancy. You just have to do your part, which is find us a buyer, the kind that don't ask too many questions. I mean, you can't just walk into any old place and sell a bunch of gold teeth. Don't let me down, Desmond. So, pulling gold teeth from dead patients, that's disrespecting the dead. Probably angers the spirits. Causes the spirits to linger and kind of not be too happy with the people around here. Oh, I thought I saw it moving there. And we've got some loot in here. Then that stairway leads back down to the lobby, so I will come up here and I'm going to head up to the attic. Wrong way. The attic is up here. And there's nothing up here. Hooray. We've got the generator fuse, and then we've got a painting of... Hey, look. It's the Keeper Gamal.
She looks familiar. It's that Keeper translator girl. But that can't be. This portrait must be as old as the building.
I can hear you breathing. Nobody here in the cradle does that anymore. How did you get in? My name is Laurel. Something changed when you saw my picture. That's why you can hear me now. I want to leave here, but I can't. The cradle won't let any of us go. Will you help me? They filled up a bottle with my blood. It's down in the storm cellar. It's very dark down there. Please find the bottle and drop it into a drain pipe so it will end up outside. It's important.
And that shadow is most definitely Keeper Gamal. Something else that I noticed last time. It stretches just like Gamal does. But now we have to go downstairs to the storm cellar. I will take this stairway down. And right up there in the attic is where it started to echo last time. So from here on out should be, for the most part, stuff that you haven't seen yet. So here's her bottle.
This one must be hers. It's still warm. Great.
And that's very disturbing. A bottle of blood from a girl who died, I'm gonna say at least 20 years ago, considering Inspector Drept was about the same age as her when she died, and he's a full-grown man now, so...
That's the cage where they used to put the new patients until a cell opened up. You should stay out of there, or the cradle might see you and try to keep you here forever.
And I just decided to go in there just because. So we got the power back on. Now we need to take that bottle of blood up, and we've got in here, it says there's a drain pipe in the lobby. So we gotta go up to the lobby and put the bottle of blood. Okay, that's not where I want to go. I want to go up one more. I'll just open that doorway right now, because I'm going to be heading there next. We've got a drain pipe here, a drain pipe there, and a drain pipe on the floor here, and that. That's the fireplace that I got hurt in, but how did turning on the electricity light a fire? That's a bit weird.
That's good. The bottle is outside now, where the cradle can't see it. I have to get rid of all my things. The cradle uses them to remember me. That's how it keeps me here. There's a
I'm actually going to
word here called Whitehall. Kept.
save, and then I'm going to... You can access the title menu from the mission, so I'm going to come in here, and it doesn't have doesn't have voice volume, huh? I was gonna turn down the volume of the voice because that's really loud, but no.
Very bad patients. One of them took my nightgown back to his cell. It's still there. Please get my nightgown and then burn it up in the morgue.
Now, the understanding, the implication I get of a patient taking a little girl's nightgown back to his cell with him kinda implies some rather disturbing things. I don't know if that's the intention, or if maybe the guy was just liked the nightgown. Who knows? But it's kinda weird to think about. This leads to the staff tower.
That's the staff tower. Nobody is allowed up there.
This is where the fire started. And it is all collapsed and closed off. But I'm coming up here to get some loot. I apologize if this seems a bit rushed as well, but I mean, I ended up recording 5 videos earlier and ended up having to delete 3 of them and do them over, so it kinda ruins the fun of it. I mean, I'm still enjoying it, it's just not as fun. So now, we are in the inner cradle, and this is where we run into enemies, is in here. So there's the lounge, and we've got right here, we have Whitehall Patient Register. Patient number 1, cell 1, seclusion chamber. Wears a wax mask to cover his missing features, confined to the seclusion chamber. Answers to name King No One, dangerous and intelligent. Patient number 2, cell 2. Allowed to carry a set of blunt utensils. Visits to the meal hall permitted under escort. Patient number 3, cell 3. Keeps an unlit candle. Patient has frequent episodes of sleepwalking that inevitably lead to the morgue. Patient number 4, cell 4. Patient is allowed supervised access to his clockworking tools in a wooden box. He is allowed to perform repair tasks in the shock therapy room. Patient number 5, cell 5. Allowed to carry his telescope. He is allowed to bring it up to the old observatory once a month. Patient number 6, cell 6. Keeps the ashes of her stillborn child in an urn. Permitted to take her baby for walks in the exercise yard. Patient number 7, cell 7. Patient is allowed to affix her wooden birdhouse to the balcony under supervision twice a month. Patient number 8, cell 8. Permission has been granted for her to give dance recitals in the Lobotomy Theater with her Victrola. Patient number 9, cell 9. Permitted to keep her tinderbox minus fuel. Allowed to light the fire in the lounge as a reward for good behavior. Now, it's not clearly stated who started the fire in the staff tower, but a lot of people believe that it was patient number 9, who was a pyromaniac, and with the way the patients were treated, it could be possible that the patient retaliated and started a fire. And also later on, we will see there's a chair that was set up at the time of the fire that is sitting there facing directly at the staff tower, so somebody could sit there and watch the tower burn, which kind of causes you to lean towards it might have been that patient. Dr. Sandbridge, I suppose I have you to thank for the bottle of wine that was delivered to my office. Grave Court Red. That's the wine that I grabbed out of that safe in the treasurer's office. Oh, I don't think I noted that it was the treasurer's office. Anyway, non-easy vintage to come by or afford. If you think this sweetens the little arrangement we have, then you're right. It does. Perhaps we should drink this fine wine together and discuss the particulars. Or perhaps it is too valuable to drink. Perhaps we should wait for a more special occasion. Until then, it shall remain in my office. Regards, Treasurer Riley. So we're gonna come up here and we will encounter the first enemy. And the enemies in here are extremely disturbing. They're known as puppets. And they are the undead remains of the patients come back to life, and they're rather quiet, other than you'll occasionally hear them breathing, or you'll hear them grinding their teeth, and the static noise from the electricity around them. And that one seems to be stuck over there. So, and as they are undead, just like the zombies, they can't be killed by regular weapons. And I believe that noise means they're actually dead. Because also, just like the zombies, they can stand back up if you kill them with regular weapons. They get right back up and attack you again. And they're very fast and very aggressive. I will demonstrate that downstairs with another one. And in expert difficulty, there should be 9 of those things throughout the level. And that's not exactly fun. That is also why I wanted to make sure I got more loot and got enough supplies before I came in here, because I don't want to come in here without enough supplies to kill those things, because they're extremely fast and extremely aggressive, and it takes them no time at all to catch you and just beat the crap out of you. So we should have 2 here, one on that side, and it's coming this way, and one on that side that is also coming this way. Lovely. As I said, I will demonstrate how fast and aggressive they are. I will also demonstrate also demonstrate how they stand right back up and attack you again. But I have to find a way to do that without being caught by it. You can backstab in the game, which I completely forgot about. Oh Jesus, it's right in front of me. But now, after a moment here, it will get right back up and attack me. So that's why you want to make sure they are dead. Because if you pass by them and they're not dead, they get back up and attack you again. And it can scare the ever-living crap out of you if you're not careful. Pretty sure I mentioned it before the echoing in the last video, but I will mention it again here. This level has actually been highly praised as one of the scariest levels that has ever been created for a video game. And it's not just by like individual gamers and stuff. It's been like IGN, GameSpot, Bloody Disgusting, I believe Computers and Games UK or something like that, they've all praised it very highly, and with good reason. I wouldn't call it absolutely terrifying, but it is very, very hard to beat. The developers actually researched abandoned asylums and things like that, kind of haunted buildings, stuff like that, just to kind of be able to bring it to life more and give it more, make it more realistic and therefore a bit more scary. And honestly, I think they did pretty good. In fact, one of the developers actually was saying he feels bad because, or something to the effect of he feels bad because there's people who wanted to just have the sneaky gameplay of just sneaking around mansions and stealing loot. And I'm trying to get up there because there's some what appear to be gas arrows, but I don't know how to get up there. But he said people who want just the sneaking around and mansions and looting and stuff, and they kind of, he used the words, forced them to go into their deepest nightmare or something to that effect. And though I don't quite agree with that, I do agree that it is a rather scary level, and I'm just gonna give up. I don't need those gas arrows. So this is cell number 2. I'm gonna hit them in order. So I'm going to go over here and go into the seclusion chamber first. And I keep getting too damn close to my camera. We've got an elevator to get up to the top of the seclusion chamber. But there's no buttons up at the top, obviously, because otherwise the patient would be able to leave at any time, and so we have to kind of use these pipes that are in the room around this thing to kind of drop back down and hope we don't fall to our death. But before I go up there, I'm out of time. So, and this says old quarter and a later time because, as I mentioned, I already finished the level and then I realized my recordings were all messed up, so going to save here, and thank you everybody for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and as always, I will see you in the next episode. Goodbye.